All right, let's dive in. Have you ever walked away from a conversation feeling just totally drained, like someone just hacked your emotions? Well, today we're opening up a strategic guide, a real playbook that's going to teach you exactly how to shut down those manipulative conversations and take back your power.
Yeah, that question really gets right to the heart of it, doesn't it? We're not talking about winning some petty argument here. Nope. This is about completely flipping the script, fundamentally changing the entire dynamic. Stick with me, because by the end of this, you're going to have a real, tangible skill, a playbook you can use to walk into these situations with total confidence.
Okay, so every single good strategy starts with good intel, right? So before we jump into the counter moves, we've got to understand what's actually happening. What is the manipulator doing, and what are they really after? Let's decode their playbook. All right, the first acronym you need to lock in is FOG. Seriously, think of this as their go-to toolkit, their emotional weapons. They use them to cloud your judgment, to push all your buttons, and it almost always comes down to one of three things: fear, obligation, or guilt. Just being able to spot which one they're using, that's your first massive step to clearing the air.
Okay, so if FOG is their set of tools, what exactly are they trying to build with it? That's where our next acronym comes in: CAVA. This is the prize. This is their endgame. Every single manipulative move they make is an attempt to get one of these four things from you: control, approval, validation, or attention. That is what they're really after.
And boom, here it is, the whole strategy laid out on one page. You've got their weapons on the left, fear, obligation, guilt, and on the right you've got their goals: control, approval, validation, and attention. This is it. This is the complete map of their playbook. They use FOG to get CAVA. Simple as that.
So here's the cool part. Once you can actually see their playbook, you can just stop playing their game. You can introduce a whole new one. And this foundational strategy, the one that changes the entire dynamic, it's called mirroring.
Now this is super important. Mirroring is not about agreeing with them. It's not about saying their bad behavior is okay. Not at all. It's about looking right past their FOG tactic, the guilt trip, the passive-aggressive jab, and calmly acknowledging the CAVA need that's hiding underneath it all. You're basically showing them, hey, I see what you're really looking for here.
Let's make this real with an example. So on the left, you see the manipulation. That's pure guilt and obligation right there. Now, your typical reaction, you'd probably get defensive, right? But look at the mirroring response on the right. It does something totally different, and it's brilliant. It just ignores the guilt trip. Instead, it speaks directly to their unspoken need for validation. I can see you're stressed. And then it pivots to a solution. You're acknowledging their need, but you're not caving to their tactic. See the difference? So why on earth does this work so well? It's because manipulators thrive on emotional reactions. They need you to get upset. But when you mirror their intent, you just sidestep all that. You shift the focus away from the drama and onto solving a problem. You stay in the driver's seat by addressing their need on your terms. And here's the kicker. You deny them the emotional fuel they need to escalate. You're basically diffusing the bomb before it even has a chance to go off.
All right, you've got the core strategy down: mirroring. Now let's add 3 specific, really powerful plays to your toolkit. Think of these as your go-to moves for when you're in the thick of it, when you're feeling that pressure in real time.
First up, and this one is so simple but so powerful: silent reflection. See, manipulators count on speed and pressure to knock you off balance. Your silence? It's a total pattern interrupt. It completely disrupts their rhythm. It sends a quiet signal that says, I'm not rattled, and it gives you that crucial space to just think.
So here's how you actually do it right in the moment. They throw that manipulative line at you, and you just stop. You pause. You take a deep breath to kind of reset your own emotional state. And in that quiet moment, you ask yourself that one critical question. Okay, what is their CAVA goal here? What do they really want? That simple little 3-step process, that's how you start mastering your own calm. It puts you back in control of the pace of the whole conversation. So silence gives you that internal control, right? But our next tactic is about bringing the hidden stuff out into the open. You're going to calmly and non-confrontationally label the behavior you're seeing. It's kind of like you're just flipping on the lights in the room.
And this phrase right here is a perfect way to do it. Starting with "it feels like" is great because it's not an accusation. And then adding that little "maybe I'm wrong" at the end, that softens it even more. But don't be fooled by how gentle it sounds. What you've just done is taken their sneaky, hidden tactic and made it explicit. You've pulled their strategy out into the light, and that instantly drains its power, all without starting a huge fight.
Okay, tactic number 3. This one deals with a classic tool in the manipulator's toolbox, extreme language. You know what I'm talking about? Words like always and never. They love to throw those around to make their point sound massive and make you look totally unreasonable.
Just look at the difference here. Instead of getting into a pointless argument about the word never, this calm response does 2 amazing things. First, it mirrors the real emotion underneath. It sounds like you're feeling overwhelmed. Then, it gently points out the extreme language as something, well, unusual for them. This invites them to kind of check their own exaggeration, and it shifts the whole conversation away from a fight and toward the real issue.
Okay, let's level up. We're going to build on this with a few advanced, more direct techniques. Think of these as quick-fire phrases you can pull out to just slice right through the fog and force the manipulator to be crystal clear about what they actually want.
All of these are designed to do one thing: shift the power dynamic. You can hit them with curiosity, which forces them to justify what they're doing. You can reframe their guilt trip as a simple, direct request, which totally exposes how indirect they're being. You can offer them controlled choices, which gives them this illusion of control while you are actually setting the terms. Or you can go for the kill shot, the most direct question of all. What is it that you actually want? Man, that one can short-circuit the whole game.
So, we've gone over a ton of external tactics, right? All these clever phrases, but they all depend on one thing, one single foundation. Let's talk about where your real power comes from. And spoiler alert, it has nothing to do with the words you say. It is all about winning the inner game.
This right here, this is the fundamental truth of it all. Every single strategy we've talked about, mirroring, the silent pause, labeling behavior, all of it is built on one core skill: your ability to regulate your own emotions. If you can stay calm, if you can stay anchored, you become almost impossible to manipulate. Remember fog, fear, obligation, guilt? Those are their main weapons. But here's the secret. Those weapons only work if they get an emotional reaction from you. If they don't, they're useless. So by mastering your own emotional state, just by staying calm and centered, you make their entire arsenal totally ineffective. You're undermining their whole strategy from the inside out.
In this quote, it just perfectly captures the whole philosophy of this playbook. Manipulation absolutely thrives in the dark, you know? It's fueled by confusion and our emotional reactions. But the second you calmly shine a light on what's happening, whether you do it with mirroring or labeling or just a direct question, you expose it, and its power just starts to fade away. So when it comes down to it, you're not just another player in their game anymore, you're a game changer. You've got the intel, you've got the core strategy, and you've got the tactical moves to completely transform these interactions. So really, the only question left is, how are you going to use them?